After, a Once Upon a Time podcast. Season 1, Episode 12, Skin Deep. I'm your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is...
Martha Southgate.
And Rob Southgate.
When Mr. Gold's house is robbed, Emma suspects he's planning to seek vigilante justice. Meanwhile, Belle makes a deal.
Ooh, boy, this was a cool one.
This was a really emotionally difficult episode.
Yeah,
it was very different than the last one.
So it's not a fun, this wasn't a fun episode. Like, a lot of them are really exciting and fun. This one was painful.
Yeah, so
on a lot of
Molly,
levels.
let's flip the cards over right away.
Guess what?
What?
Wait, I have something to say. Can we go to the part, the
You tell us
fairy tale
whatever you
land
want.
part?
Sure, whatever you want.
I loved how it was like the story of Beauty and the Beast, kind of.
Well, that's what I was going to
was.
say.
The
What was
Beast
the
has-
story? It was Beauty and the Beast.
But it was Rumpelstiltskin as the Beast, so he was like spitting gold
Yes.
and stuff. And they had Chip.
Yes.
He saved, and his prized possession was Chip.
Now, I wonder, do you think that it really followed the Beauty and the Beast story? Do you think that those things that were in the house there were people, were his servants that he turned into those? Because if he did, when he was throwing those cups around, he was breaking all of Chip's brothers.
I don't think so. I don't
You just think
so.
Chip was just a
I think
cup.
it was just to
Yeah.
represent, it's kind of
Just to
pay
represent.
homage.
Because otherwise,
to
that
the
was
movie.
mass murder when he
Yeah,
was
no.
throwing those cups around.
No.
Mhm.
I
But
don't
who did he
think
save? He saved Chip, and who was the other one he didn't break?
Mrs. Potts.
Yes.
And then a little, what's the
Sugar cup.
sugar cup?
We'll call that one sugar.
Yeah,
There
but it was
wasn't
had
one in
candy.
Beauty and the Beast.
It had candy in it, though.
That was
So
sugar.
cubes.
Oh, okay. It was brown. That's moldy sugar food?
Yeah. No,
Raw
that's just-
sugar is brown.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So Belle, how does Belle end up in the castle with him?
She makes a deal to save her kingdom, and then she will go and live with him.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's very much like Beauty and the Beast. Now, do you remember what was happening to the kingdom? Why they had to save the kingdom?
A war, right?
Yeah. Do you remember who it was with? It was
Queen-
kind of quick. They said it quickly.
I don't know.
It was ogres.
Ooh.
Yeah, he said
Ogre
ogres were attacking, and they're very hard to defeat. And that's why they called in Rumpelstiltskin to do some magic.
Yeah.
So Belle found kids' clothes
Yeah.
in the castle.
She said, were they yours, or were they somebody?
Yeah. Whose are these?
Son?
Yeah. Well, he is kind of small. Maybe he shops at Sears in the kids section.
Well, she also doesn't know how long he's had the castle. He
Oh,
could be
right.
a kid. But he tells her it was it was his son and his mother.
Mhm.
Right. We remember we saw them
And he
in that
said,
other
I
episode.
lost them. And,
Yeah.
and he says, and then I liked this line, Belle says, if I'm never going to know another person in my life, I want to know you.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Because
she
she's
was
holding her
really-
there as prisoner, but
She was really falling in love with him,
Yeah.
too, just like in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite scene of all time was when Gaston came to the door.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Wait. Ray went like, I am Gaston, and I've come, and you beast have taken, and Rumpelstiltskin turns him into a rose.
Yeah, that was great.
And then Belle says, who's at the door? He says, oh, just an old woman selling flowers, and he gives her the flowers.
That was really funny.
Fantastic, because you know
And
what?
then you wanna know what I just thought? She was sniffing Gaston.
Ew.
That is funny.
This
I
rose
didn't
smells
think of
like
that.
feet and ale. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and most people didn't like Gaston in the movie.
Right,
He was
so
a
him
horrible jerk. So the
turned
fact
into
that he
a
walked up
rose.
and went, hello,
Well, and she even said here, when they were talking about the relationship,
Yeah.
she even said it was an arranged marriage. I didn't really love him. He's,
Right.
egotistical. I just wasn't into it. So he was the Gaston from the movie in a lot of
Exactly.
ways. So that made it even better that he was just turned into a rose and that was it. Done.
Yeah.
And he asked Belle, Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, if
Oh.
Beast had those powers, it would. He'd
He'd be
split in
gone.
two.
Right.
Rumpelstiltskin asked Belle why she went with him.
Hmm?
Why she left? Why she?
Oh yeah,
Why she saved her kingdom and made herself a prisoner?
because she wanted to be a hero.
Yeah,
Right.
She said there aren't very many opportunities for for women to be brave and to be heroes.
Ooh, brave. I wonder if she's going to show up.
Ooh, wouldn't that be awesome if Merida came?
Oh, spoiler alert. Next season, Elsa and Anna are going to be in it.
No, that's not next season.
Exciting.
That's the 4th season. We're only in the 1st season right now.
No, Dad, there's already... No, 3rd.
No, we're in the 1st.
I know, Dad, no. It's coming out in the 3rd season because there's only 2.
There's only 2 on Netflix.
There's only 2 on Netflix, but the 3rd season is the one that had the Wicked Witch in it. And I think Ariel. So we got to get there. And then the 4th season will be Anna. And then the 5th season will be Princess Leia and Wookiees. And the 6th season will be Spider-Man.
I stopped watching then after Anna and Elsa.
Oh, not me.
Okay, so...
Spider-Man?
So Belle, he lets Belle go. And she's walking into town, and who does she happen upon?
Who does she happen upon? She happens upon... Wait, I forgot
when Belle is walking into town.
Oh, she happens upon the Evil Queen.
Right, and the Evil Queen tries to convince her that she can get what she wants, meaning Rumpelstiltskin, with true love's kiss.
Well, the Evil Queen says to her, "You love your employer, but you're leaving him." And she said, "Well, no, he let me go." And the Queen couldn't believe it because, she said, then he really does love you if he let you go.
Now, the whole time this was happening, and this is what ends up happening later, you find out that it was a setup, but I was thinking, this is such a setup.
It is, because
at
why
first
would
I thought
she
it
happen
was,
upon her?
Yeah, well, at first I thought it was a setup between Rumpelstiltskin and the Evil Queen, like, okay, we're going to see what the story is.
Yeah.
But no, it was just the Evil Queen was setting everything up, was manipulating it, so she could get to Rumpelstiltskin.
She was trying to steal his powers.
Yes. So Belle goes back.
And kisses him.
And kisses him.
Yeah, and
Molly's favorite scene of all time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It
looks like he's been eating baked beans. He's got those baked bean teeth.
His teeth are so disgusting.
Oh, I bet it.
And then his face started to have the real...
Yeah, it started to bleed through. You started to see that he was
and then he's like,
the old Rumpelstiltskin.
And then she's like, it's working, kiss me again. And he's like, she's trying to make me weaker, get away.
She's
He thought she was stealing the power. And so he got mad and he said no one could ever love him.
Right.
And he went and locked her away.
Right. Well, she did, but not anymore.
But he didn't know that.
When I liked when he ripped the curtain off of the mirror and he started yelling at the mirror, "You did this. You knew that she would start taking my power with this." And Bella's just standing there completely confused.
She doesn't know what he's talking about. She just
thinks he's crazy, and that little laugh he's doing is certainly making him seem crazy. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he did. We have a nice one.
So Rumpelstiltskin decides to let Belle go after a while. Yeah. She's been locked in this dungeon. And she says, you could have had happiness if you just believed someone could want you. And she tells him he's a coward.
Yeah.
And he says, my power means more to me than you. And she said, well, now all you have is an empty heart and a chipped cup.
Chip.
Mm-hmm.
And I smashed Chip's brothers. Dead.
So after Belle left Rumpelstiltskin, Regina... Oh, no, it's not Regina.
No, the queen, the evil queen.
The evil queen comes over, and she tells Rumpelstiltskin that Belle's father shunned her and shut her out and locked her in a tower and had her tortured.
Yes.
Until she threw herself off the tower and died.
Oh, my gosh. Now, okay. I didn't believe it. Did you believe it?
I believed it.
You believed it.
Now that I see her at the end, I know it's not true.
Well, you know it's not true.
But I believed it at the time.
I didn't believe it. I thought she was so evil. She was just manipulating him. But I thought, where is Belle?
I kind of believe both of your suggestions.
Oh, that's the diplomatic way. You are Sweden in this conversation.
What?
Switzerland.
You are neutral.
That would be Switzerland. Sweden is not neutral. This is why you don't do the geography or history.
Right. Welcome to Rob's Geography Podcast.
History.
And history.
So how did we find out that Belle wasn't dead?
Oh, at the end she was in she was locked in a hospital basement.
Yes, she was in an insane asylum there in the hospital.
Freaked out.
Now, Molly, you wouldn't get this.
What?
But there were references in there that were so funny.
Mm-hmm.
When Regina went down into that basement, the woman sitting behind the counter, she had that very distinct hair, right?
Yes. Nurse Ratched.
She was Nurse Ratched from a book and a movie called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is not appropriate for you. Stop trying to watch it.
I'm not trying to watch it.
When she was walking down the hallway, there was that Native American guy with the broom.
I didn't see that.
He's Chief.
Yeah.
From One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest too. I was loving
Molly,
that.
one day you'll see the Simpsons episode.
Yeah,
where they redo One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, that's the one when
Homer has to go to prison, or he has to go to a psychiatric hospital because he wore a pink shirt to work.
Right.
And so they put him in an insane asylum.
Yeah. Yeah, so funny.
Because
and then he meets a garbage collector who thinks he's Michael Jackson.
Yes.
It's very funny.
The big Native American guy.
No. You're actually getting too confused.
I love to get things confused.
So.
You do, but Dan loves to do it even more than you.
You're getting 2 episodes confused. He does go into an asylum for the pink shirt, but then there's another one where he goes in, which is the one where he, I think where he says that he's all upset because he's been walking instead of using a wheelchair. He sees the guy in the wheelchair.
I've been using my legs like a sap all these years.
Yeah, right.
Okay, wait, we got so off track. We're not supposed to be...
The chief throws the thing through the window. Spoiler,
and they escape. We're not supposed to be talking about
Oh, I might be wrong. That might be the Michael Jackson
I know very well that it is.
Welcome to Rob's Mixed Up History and TV
favorite thing
podcast.
In the episode for me, I think, was the Game of Thorns truck.
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
That
Game
is
of
a great title for a flower shop.
Yes.
Game of Thrones.
Get it?
So good. And we see when we see that, now we're back in Storybrooke now. Okay?
Yeah.
And we see...
That's where we see the car.
What happened to Mr. Gold in this episode? What happened to his house?
Oh. He got robbed.
Right. He got robbed.
Of his most prized possession ship.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So, wait a minute. I want to go back because that Game of Thorns thing, the reason we saw that is Mr. Gold was repossessing the flower truck.
Yeah, he must have given him a loan.
The day before Valentine's Day. Now, do you know who that guy was?
No.
You missed it.
What?
The guy who owned the flower shop was Belle's dad.
Oh, Belle's dad. No, I didn't miss it. I just wrote it on.
Yes. Oh, so now look who's attentive and understanding what's going on.
I forgot I didn't know in the beginning.
I think there's some kind of thing going on between the three of us. It's kind of moving around the room. One of us, we're like those witches that pass the eyeball that actually know what's going on. Yeah, right now I'm holding the eye. You don't have it.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are those witches called, Mo?
The Fates.
The Fates.
I'm holding the eye. Give it to
me. You are holding the eye.
So Mr. Gold is holding the flower guy hostage.
Right. He thinks that he's the one that broke into his house.
He knows he's the one who broke into his house.
So I love the scene. Wait, before that, when we see David, David buying 2 Valentine cards.
Wait, I'm not there yet.
Wait. And at the same time, Mr. Gold, what is Mr. Gold buying?
He's buying rope and duct tape.
Yeah.
Right, from Sneezy.
I said, that can't ever go well.
And
when someone's buying rope and
the next
duct
scene
tape.
we see, the flower shop guy tied up with the rope with duct tape across his mouth.
So
I have my rope and duct tape for like a project I'm doing, rope to tie me up to on something.
Right, that's why I don't let you have it.
Right.
No, I'm mountain climbing.
Yes, exactly, you will die. Just like when you wanted to make a zip line out of string, yarn, and a hanger.
Yeah.
And I had to stop you when you were 3 years old.
Of course I wanted to.
Of course you probably want to right now, right?
I do.
All right.
So, Mr. Gold is beating the heck out of this guy.
Oh, he's
and
using
saying,
his cane
and he's
him.
yelling, "How could you leave her? How could you do this to her?"
Right.
And so we're seeing this.
So that's how he's the father, because
this is the first.
He thinks the father did it.
He knows he did. This is the. Oh yeah, he thinks he did. This is the first episode we're getting
real
bleed
confirmation.
over. We are absolutely, now we know Mr. Gold and Regina both full on know both worlds.
Well, a couple episodes ago, we talked about this, about whether we thought that Mr. Gold
And
knew
I
he was
knew he
Rumpelstiltskin,
did.
and I kept saying, I'm not positive. Well, now
Positive.
we
We
know.
have got to go to Storybrooke, Maine.
Mom was holding the eye at that point, and she was positive.
So, so that was very upsetting. And then, but we didn't know at the time what he was,
Right.
where he was.
Yeah, he's yelling, you did
Yeah,
it, why
how'd
did
you
you
do
leave
this
her, and
to
all that, and
her?
he's going, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, do you think that the flower shop guy knows he has a daughter? Do you think he even knows any of that at this point?
That.
Because they
No,
lose so
but
much of
Dad-
that memory when they
No,
come.
but Dad, the guy was the guy was older. That
Right.
This guy was like about your age.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. But
He
the
was older than us.
but
What?
the I'm wondering if the Queen took Belle right when she left Rumpelstiltskin, which is what I'm assuming happened, and when they came to Storybrooke, she would have still had her captive and put her in that asylum.
Yeah.
The dad coming through wouldn't have any memory of
Yes,
Belle.
I
then.
agree with you.
Uh-huh.
So he didn't know why he was getting beaten and all that, other than, I stole a cup, is really what it came down to.
Yeah.
Right. He stole more than a cup, but that's what he.
But that's what
they had. He still had left.
yeah, that was what they were after.
So
That's what he was like. I need this cup forever and ever.
Right.
So Emma arrested him, Mr. Gold, and that was a funny scene when
Yeah.
Regina shows up at the station with Henry
Right.
and says, "Here, you can have him for 30 minutes."
Yeah.
She
Well,
uses the poor kid.
The last episode, she put like a restraining
Right.
order on her. You can't go near Henry. And in this one, she's like, you get it for 30 minutes. And she's like, well, what are you, 29 and a half
Yeah,
minutes?
she goes, so I can leave you alone with the suspect? You know?
Right. And they run out of there.
Prisoner?
And then Regina and Rumple have the conversation.
Oh, yes, they do. So she says, he says, do you have what I want? He says to her, and she says yes.
Yeah.
Because it's the cup, right?
Right.
And he says, I can't believe you put that guy up to this. And,
Right.
And she says, what is the one thing she wants him to tell her?
You can have it
what
back
his
if you say
name-
the one thing.
What his name is.
Yes.
And he
And-
says,
What's your name?
Mr. Gold. And she's like, your real name. He said, I've had that since I came to Earth. He said, what about Otherworld?
Yeah.
See?
So she just admitted it because she knows.
But we
he
already
knows.
know. The two
Right.
of them already have.
But
And then
they
she
hadn't
said-
talked
And
about
then
No,
he
it.
said,
but they've never-
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes.
We don't know they haven't talked about it. They just haven't talked about it on the show.
Right. But
Now that I just made it sound like they actually exist and have
but there's been all that question
Weird
of
conversations.
who knew when and everything.
Right.
Well, now we know
Yeah.
that the Queen did not know for sure that he knew. She assumed it, and she did this manipulation just like she did
Yeah.
with Belle to force his hand. She got the upper hand on him, even though he says, "I'm still more powerful than you. I hold
Yeah.
all the magic." She did it again to this guy,
Mhm.
and he doesn't know that she's holding Belle hostage.
Oh my gosh, it's so scary. So then there's like a sort of a
It
different
gets darker
storyline
and
going on that
darker.
was, it was. This one is sort of the lame, lighthearted storyline, but
Okay,
the girls' night out.
girls'
Oh.
night
And
out.
it was Ashley and Mary Margaret
Mm-hmm.
and
Red.
Red. And they went out
And then
for
so the guys
Valentine's
and she's
Day.
like, ooh, I want to go to the. And Red went over to the
Of
guys.
course, Red went over to the guys, and then Mary Margaret and
She's
Ashley
like
are
a
like
teenager, right?
Yeah.
something, yeah. And
Young adult.
Mary Margaret and Ashley are sitting there saying, well, we've got relationships, like we're not doing that, even though Mary Margaret is not in a relationship really.
She's not supposed to be.
Right. And
She
Ashley
is.
She's still married.
Ashley is a little misguided in her relationship because she's saying, well, he's, we're not together because he's working so much. Well, he's doing that because you guys had a baby and
Right.
he's trying to be supportive. And
Yeah.
But
And then
then,
he said, come on. Then he said, will you, I got a break. And he said, will you, and when he, the boy.
oh, wait a minute.
Wait, okay,
wait.
let's just
Yeah. So David
Okay.
shows up at the bar.
No, his name is not David. His
Okay.
name is Sean.
Okay, Sean shows up at the bar
Okay, I was saying
and
this.
surprises them.
And surprises them. And then gives the Ashley flowers, and he said, "It's my break," and he kneels down and he says, "Will you marry me?" And she's like speechless. And
did you get feels from that?
And then he said, "Okay, will you just hurry up because I only have a 20-minute break."
Yeah.
I love that line in the context. And then she says, "Yes."
Yeah, he says, you can go with me. I got to go deliver things because he works for the flower guy, doesn't he? And he says it's not much of a date, but come with me. So she does, of course, because.
And what does he say to her about what awaits?
The carriage waits. That is totally Cinderella.
Yeah. Molly picked that up right away. She said, "Oh my gosh, he just said your carriage waits."
Yeah. So then Mary Margaret and is feeling bad because Ashley's comments. She's all of a sudden realizing I'm in a bad relationship here. I should not be doing this. Exactly. And she goes out, and that's when I almost called him Sean. David shows up.
Well, and David solidifies.
David is Sean, Sean is David.
Right.
They switch bodies.
Right.
But
Dad knows.
But this is where David really screwed up, and it showed Mary Margaret that really he needs to get his life together before she can go any further.
Right, this has to change.
Because what did he do?
He mixed up he gave her the wolf card.
Yeah, the wolf card? He had a card with a dog on it for Catherine.
But it said, "Dear Catherine, I love you."
Right, and that's what he handed to Mary Margaret. And then he's like, I gave you the wrong one, because he got her a beautiful, castle and princess card compared to this dog wolf card. Oof. But she didn't even look at it.
No.
She
because
just said,
once you see the one he gave to his wife, it's like, really, this is not appropriate.
No. We need to stop this. And I'm glad, because this was not cool.
I didn't like the wolf card. He's like, I can't decide between wolf and...
And
Why would he give her a wolf card?
Well, because he doesn't care, He loves Mary Margaret.
Yeah, but then why would
he's got to do the right thing. He's got to fix this. And he says, we will be together. I will work this out. Yeah. But, it's going to take time.
Yeah.
So, and then Red is off partying with the guys. I don't know.
She's like, ooh,
yeah. So, was there anything else in this episode?
I don't think so.
I just loved this one.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the last one. The last one was more fun.
Yeah,
I would say. This one was tough, and I felt bad for Rumpelstiltskin because he did fall in love with Belle.
Yeah, I felt bad for Belle.
But he loves his power more than he loves Belle.
Well, and Belle's life was ruined.
Yeah, because she loved him.
Now, one thing I do want to bring up was the costumes in this.
Oh.
Belle had on the yellow dress.
Oh, yeah.
What else did she have on?
Oh, guess what?
What?
She, Rumpelstiltskin had on the Beast costume.
He did. He had on the same type of costume that the Beast wore.
Uh-huh.
And Belle then switched to the blue dress.
Yeah.
And they did the thing like in the movie when she's up on the ladder in the blue dress and looking for the books. But in this one, she's pulling the shades down.
The curtains. They're not shades.
Curtains! And she falls off the ladder.
Oh, yeah,
she falls off the ladder right into Rumpelstiltskin's arms.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought it was very...
Shades fall down on her.
I thought it was very clever.
They're leveler blinds.
How they... I thought it was very clever how they incorporated the story and made him the Beast. I thought that was brilliant.
Well,
I never saw that coming.
They had the Beast... it looked like the Beast's head, but that was really like a wood thing and with that fur hanging over it, but it looked like the Beast.
Oh, guess what I did?
What?
I said, when we first saw that, I said, Rumpelstiltskin killed the Beast into the castle.
Well, that is what we thought, because
and that might be what happened.
But no, it's.
But he may have killed the Beast because it did have that carcass there.
Right.
It did have the horns.
It looked like that was a wood thing.
But Belle never knew him.
What else did we see in that room? Because we saw the Beast thing. We saw those marionettes.
Yeah.
And his spinning wheel was in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, really, really cool. Lots of little things going on.
We have to look for the Beast thing in his house or store.
Now, when we were in his house in this episode, did you notice anything in there?
The marionettes.
No, they weren't there, were they?
No, they weren't.
They're in his shop.
I don't know.
They were in when he was the Beast, but they weren't in Mr. Gold's house. In Mr. Gold's house, there was stuff around, but I didn't really catch what the things were.
This was like the big Mr. Gold episode.
It was. But I have a feeling as we go on, if we watched this episode, during the second season, if we went back and watched this, we would probably see things in his house that they reveal to us later.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's it. Thank you for listening, everybody. You can find past episodes of this and our other podcasts at our website, which is
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
Right. We're on Twitter at SMGPods. I'm at rsouthgate. We're on Tumblr, which is awesome. Just look up Southgate Media Group, and we do all of our different shows on there. Been finding lots of stuff for Once Upon a Time, which is fun. We're on Instagram. We also have an Instagram account. That one, I don't know if we have a Once Upon a Time one, but we will very soon. But we are on Instagram with some of our other shows. And then Google Plus and just all sorts of other things. And Facebook, too. So you can find us wherever. Find us on Stitcher. Find us on iTunes. Find us on BlackBerry and Podbean and TuneIn Radio and just, everything. Please rate us and review us. If we get lots of reviews, if we get good reviews, it will actually help other people find this show. So if you're a Once Upon a Time fan and you want other people to share in the discussion and join in, make sure you're rating us and reviewing us, because that not only helps us, but it really helps other people find this on the various platforms. And if you do get your podcasts a way that we haven't mentioned and we're not there, let us know. We'll get on that directory, because we want to bring this to you as best we can. We are on SoundCloud now, too, and on SoundCloud, you can download the episodes. And that's something people have been asking us for, if they can download it, because they didn't want to use services that had to stream it. So, yes, you can download at SoundCloud. Whew, that's it.
You just forgot what you said. You can download at SoundCloud.
Right. I wasn't holding the I right then. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Now let's end this the way every great fairy tale ends.
Happily ever after.
The end.
If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.